What's going on, Quantum Nation? Welcome back. My name's Quantum, and today I'll be testing the input lag of the Sony X950H 4K HDR Smart TV, also known as the HX95 in the European countries. Now, it's important to note that I will be testing this both inside of game mode and outside of game mode for those who are like myself, who don't like sacrificing picture quality for the sake of input lag because you don't always need it for games like, I don't know, Mario Karts. So let's just go ahead and test this out, guys. Okay, so you guys see we are in game mode. So now that we're in game mode, we're going to hit this button here. We're going to do this the easiest way possible. Oh, I messed it up here. Okay, now we're going to test our input lag. And wait for it to get as low as humanly possible. When it doesn't move anymore, that's when we'll call it. So I'll call it at, oh, I messed it up. Messed with the HDMI cable. But I'll call it at about 18.5 milliseconds. That's what I was seeing. So we're just waiting now. Waiting for everything to drop off. And yeah, it's pretty sure about that 18.5, 18.6 millisecond time. So in game mode, 18 milliseconds, which explains why it felt a little sluggish for me. So that was that. So now let's go ahead and go outside of game mode into cinema mode, which I personally use a lot when gaming. And let's see how bad the input lag is. And this is all default, out of the box, what you can expect. No special settings, no adjustments of any kind, just what you get out of the box. Right now I'm seeing we are in the high 90s, so 94 is what we can expect on average. Hey, you know, it's not great, but it is less than LG OLED, which I think it was like at like 99 or something like that. So try that again. Now I see 93 as a low. 93.9, now it's back up to 94. So yeah, I'll call it at about 94 milliseconds. That's pretty much what it is. And cinema mode for outside of game mode. Now let's try standard and see, again, all out of the box, if there's any difference here. And I'm not gonna go too crazy testing every single one of these. But yeah, it's about the same. This time around, it's actually 95 milliseconds. So, there you have it. Now, but that's still also lower than LG OLED, so that's, I guess, good. I don't know. I do like something new that Sony did this year, is this menu that you're seeing here. Not menu, but interface, where when you're waiting for a standby signal, it's not just a blue screen anymore. It's got something going on. I think that's pretty damn dope. So that's cool. I wish they would implement that on everything, but then that would be an update, and you know I'm not doing updates. Alright, so now let's go back into cinema mode, and I want to see what happens if I were to play around with my motion settings, right? Because Lord knows I love my soap opera effect, but how debilitating is it really? So we're going to turn on soap opera effect, we're going to max that bad boy out, right? We're going to go into Cinemotion, and that's set to automatic, so fine there. Okay, so with the maximum amount of soap opera effect, how bad does our input lag get now? Okay, so testing that, you guys see that we are still within that 95 to, or 95.4, 95.3, so you know, it's literally about the same as when I was in standard. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that bad. People talk about this adding so much more latency, and as you clearly see, it doesn't. We're not jumping up into the hundreds. We're not super exceeding the threshold of, you know, that dropped down into 94 for a second there. So you guys are getting the idea here. It's clearly not that taxing. 95 is where I'll call it, right? So let's now see the same thing without any motion processing whatsoever. Let's go into motion tab. I really hate this new menu, by the way. It's really inconvenient. Okay, we'll turn off that. Okay, so let's go into Cinemotion. So all of our motion is off. So now let's see how low the input lag. Did we get anything extra out of doing that? And the answer is unequivocally no. We did not. We are actually skydiving. Oh my God, look at that. You guys seeing this? Turning off motion processing. We are now, holy shit, look at this. 101 milliseconds. That's fucking bonkers, my dudes. Outside of game mode with zero motion processing on. Holy shit, that's crazy. Okay, let's do this one more time. This is my first time seeing this, just like you guys, right? So they always tell you that motion processing is bad. Well, clearly fucking not, because when I turned it off, you guys saw what happened. Max motion processing on right now, as you guys see. Cinemotion on automatic, right? Let's run those numbers again. Same cinema mode, not changing picture modes here. And we're looking at... That's ridiculous. You guys see that? It's gonna go back up to the 95, I'm sure. And there we go, back to 95. 95.1.4. So yeah, 95.4. But you guys saw that, right? Not 102 milliseconds. Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's like LG bad. So don't turn off your motion processing. That's the moral of the story here for the cinema mode if you're outside of game mode. I know a lot of people give me hell for that, but yeah, just showing that off in real time. Now, let's see motion processing here. For this, we have motion processing off. Now, I wonder what will happen if we turn motion processing on, since it's on custom, and we just, I don't know, try to add clearness 1, right? Because fucking why not? Maybe it'll lower our input lag. Maybe we'll go from 18 to something better. I don't know. But there's clearly something happening different in the image quality processing when we go using motion processing feature. So, did we gain anything from that? That's a solid negative. We are at 19.1 on the millisecond, so you actually added a little bit of latency there in game mode. So for game mode, your best route is still to disable all that stuff, because now it's diving 19.1. So yeah, you're better off just disabling it. But for outside of game mode use, you do see that it does make a difference to have motion processing on, contrary the mainstream reporters always telling you to turn that stuff off, you don't need it anyway. Well, you guys saw what happened when I did that, so I don't know, I'll let you guys be the judge. But that's pretty much it. That's the whole test here. Not a whole lot to go off of. That being said, I want to thank you guys for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.